wanna know more.
Purchase your tracks today.
Do you wanna take a trip with your girl them? All you gotta do is just stick with me. Subscribe to me. If you wanna hit a road, you need guidance. All you gotta do is just stick with me. Subscribe to me.
Purchase
So
your
many
tracks
places in
today.
Ghana, you can go. For your updates, you can follow me. I'll be the only talker on your phone.
So high Fort William is in 1753 by the British, but we had 4 European countries residing here. So after the British came the Danish, the Dutch, and then the Sweden. So the British were the last people to leave this fort. It took them 15 years to put up this building.
It was built by
The British. Took them 15 years, and then they stayed here for 112 years, buying gold and slaves. 112 years. So slaves were not bought from only Ghana. They were bought from Chad, Mali, Burkina, Niger. They will have to walk to Ghana because there was nothing like transport system then. So they get to Ghana, the first place they get to is the Anomabu slave site. So they have to take their bath, and we term it as ritual bath, to wash away the dirt accumulated on their way into that river before their final distribution to various forts and castles along the coast. So Fort William shifted 380,000 slaves out of 466. Because we are closer to Anomabu, merchants prefer bringing their slaves here instead of walking on a long distance to Cape Coast and Elmina. So this is the main entrance where slaves will be passed through to this place. So when they get here, the first room they will be taken to is here. So we are going this way.
Thank you.
So this particular room is the auction room. Slaves will go through physical examination tests to select the best ones. They needed the strong and energetic ones because they were going to use in the plantations. So this platform, this is the original platform built by the whites themselves, where slaves will stand and then they will go through their physical examination test. The children, 10 to 12 years.
They will also be.
So someone will ask how the children also became slaves. They were brought here by their own parents, and they were termed as stubborn children.
Wow.
Yes. And these children were being exchanged for commodities like the sardine, milk, spoon, salt.
Really?
Really. By the adults, they were being exchanged for gun and gunpowder, just to go and fight and bring more slaves. So after the slavery was abolished in 1865 in the whole world, this particular fort was lying idle, so it needed function for it. So they had to turn it into a prison. So from 1962 to 2000, Fort William was a prison for Ghanaians. So this particular room became the kitchen where they were cooking for the prisoners. Yes. So we have this slab which came about during the prison time for washing of utensils. And then where their oven was placed. Yes. And then they had to divide this room to get storerooms. But during the slavery time, it was a bigger space. There was nothing like these slabs, with only these 2 platforms. So from here, if you qualify as slave, you'll be taken to the dungeons. So we have the male dungeon, female dungeon, the children dungeon, and then concubine dungeon. So we are going to visit the dungeons. So this is the entrance to the male dungeon. So during the prison time that they had to cement, During the slavery time, it was a stone floor. So slaves were sitting, lying, squatting on stones for 3 months before their final shipment. We had this ventilation hole. This was the only ventilation hole then. And then it's the same hole which were serving their food through to them. They tie it on rope. The commonest food they were serving with was bread and biscuits.
Really?
So they just tie it for 3 months, twice a day. They just tie it on the rope and then drop it for them. So they had their hole. So in the same room they were sleeping, the same room they had to defecate. So it was a hole where when you feel like easing yourself, you come and then do it. So it was during the prison time they had to screed and then cover up all the foul scent. So any other hole came about during the prison time.
But during this was
The only hole, yes. So we are going to the female dungeon. So this is the female dungeon. We will say for the female they had a bigger space, but yet their number 2 was small. So they also had 2 ventilation holes. That's their toilet.
wow.
Yes. Yes.
And this one is saying it's covered for.
It's covered. We have to indicate it with a stone. So for females, you take your bath twice in every month.
Twice every month. You take your bath twice every month.
Yes. The male will take their bath once in a month.
Twice every month.
Yes. Very sad. So let's go to the children's dungeon.
This is very, very nice.
So this is how this place looks like. This is the children's dungeon.
So the children lives in the
Yes, yes. And because they were termed as stubborn children, that is why they were not given any ventilation hole.
Really?
Yes. So they will be in this dark and then heat.
This is serious.
So this hole came about during the prison time.
This is serious.
So this is the condemned cell. And with the condemned cell, only the aggressive and rebellious slaves are kept in here. So they will be in chains for the whole of the 3 months. Yes. So these are shackle holes. After you going through the chain, they just lock you up with the shackles. So if you are about 50, you all be in chains. And then they will put you in the shackles.
For the
Whole of the 3 months. So with the condemned cell, they go through series of punishments. We have some pictures which had brutalities at the back, and then we have those. If you are about 50, they will bring food for only 30.
They'll bring food for only 30.
Yes. If the number of the people in the condemned cell is about 50, they will bring food for only 30. Number 30. You have to fight. Yes. You fight and then you struggle for food. So after 3 months before the ship arrives, about 1/3 of the people in the condemned cell will then be dead. And then they just carry them and then throw them into the ocean. So after 3 months, together with the other dungeons, those who will survive, they will be marched through the door of no return. So we are going to see the door of no return. So this is the entrance of the door of no return. The door of no return. Yeah. So this is the door. So from here, the ship will stay 1 mile from the shore, and then a smaller canoe will carry the slaves to the ship. So on their way, we have what we call the middle passage. Yes. When somebody fell sick, they just drop the person into the ocean. When there is shortage of ration, that's food and water, they just sacrifice and then drop some of you into the ocean.
Just like that?
Yes. When you are going and you meet any bad weather which will cause shipwreck, they just sacrifice and then drop some of you to make the ship lighter to move.
And then the chiefs keep supplying them with human beings. No, do they really know actually what goes on here? Or
I think at first they didn't know, but later they realized that no, the people were not staying here anymore, so they were shipping them. But it became a lucrative job, so everybody was interested to get money from it.
they didn't even care what's happening to their bodies,
Yeah.
their daughters. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
These are the kind of boxes.
The knowledge of the history, the culture, origin is like a tree without roots. So to have more knowledge, to give our experience, our knowledge to the new Africa, so that we came here to get more information, so that also we can give the experience that we have to build a good Africa for the future generation we coming before us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, the Malay fans, or is it important for you to come back to your roots and learn these histories?
Yes, it's very important to come back to our history. Instead of, it will help us to maybe change our mentality, change things in Africa. Because today, when you saw the Africa young or a people, we are fighting with things is not good.
Yes.
We are
fighting battles that probably
yeah, so that you can collaborate, talking, so to change things together, to go far together. Because as one people or one government, we can not go far, but together, one opinion, one mindset, we can go far. So it's things like this.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you talking to me.
Oh, you're
Nice
so
to see
welcome.
you.
Nice to meet you too.
I think it's way dangerous. You need to be covered. Way dangerous. See. No, this is dangerous. You need to cover it.